There we go. Okay.
It was intense, wasn't it?
It is,
It's very intense, isn't it?
And feel free, by
I
the
forgot
way.
about the emojis. I forgot.
Throw them in
Right.
there. That's it. Make it as uncomfortable for Alex as you can. I will be.
I'm gonna. There we go.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Hang on. Oh my god, I can use all of the emojis. I can even use the weird ones. Hang on.
In a world where Rosie could use all of the emojis, she does.
Okay. Right. Hang on. Imagine. Right. There you go. Spanner.
You spanner.
Yeah.
All right, then I'm gonna go on brand, and
Is there a ginger one? There is.
there is an orange.
That's a proper orange or a fake orange. Don't look at me like that.
Why must you be so mean?
Do your intro.
Yeah, we'll do the intro now. Okay. Sorry if I'm.
Stop fiddling with the reactions.
Yeah, just stare at him, Rosie, like I am. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the OTP. The Retacon. Start it for you.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the OCP, the original Copycats podcast. How are you doing, John?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Good.
I've been stuck with you all day.
It's
so-
a bloody hot, small room. I'm loving it.
You're chatting.
I can literally taste you.
Do you?
Yeah.
Is it pleasant? It probably tastes like Subway.
To be fair, I had Subway as well, so it's like a joint.
I didn't say I tasted
Joint
you.
sub.
You said you tasted me. Pretty wrong. That's grim.
As long as Rosie, our guest here, can't taste either of us.
What a spin on that. No, hopefully not. Straight off the bat.
Straight off the bat, she's gone to tend to her dogs.
We have been not pre-warned because it's not their fault, but
No.
there may be some dogs in the background of this episode. Same as sometimes you might have to tolerate a young child in the back of an episode,
Hey,
unlike
I'm
Alex, who from
Come back.
episode 2 was furious. Hello.
Oh, hi. Sorry.
Lovely view of your front room there, I take it.
Whoa, mate, what is wrong with you? Personal, like, gee.
I appreciate it. Oh my god. Right.
You do have a lovely front room. I love that cabinet behind you, by the way. It looks
Oh,
amazing.
thank you. It's not mine actually. This is my granddad's office.
Fantastic.
So this is his CDs,
Holy shit.
and this is his vinyl that
Wow.
he's produced.
Bloody hell.
Jesus Christ.
That's mental. Look how much that's crazy. There's one of those cabinets has got the amount of room we use to record a podcast.
One of the shelves.
Yeah.
Well,
Here's one.
oh,
Yes. Hello, dog.
what dog you got?
This is the non-senile one. His name is Bisto, like the gravy,
Oh,
Ooh.
nice. Ah, I
as
like
opposed
this.
to something else that's called Bisto.
Is there something now?
I don't know,
I'm
but
gonna
He's
look
just
at
he's just gonna sit there and make sure I'm comfortable.
what about the other two?
Well, the other one is also not senile, but she's just a bitch.
Female dog?
No, wait till you see her face. You'll be like, oh my god, I didn't know a dog could have that hateful of a face. The other one belongs to me, who is senile, who is 15 years old and barks at nothing. And won't shut up because he's deaf, won't shut up if you go and say, you have to go and stand in front of him and say, shut up, or he'll just won't stop.
Yeah, it's amazing how much of what Roddy just said I can then put onto you, Alex. You have to stand in front of him, tell him to shut up because he doesn't listen. He's mostly deaf. He's definitely senile, and he barks at
twat.
nothing. Yeah,
That's a lovely dog.
that's adorable.
Yeah, he's a nice one.
Oh, yeah,
No, sorry.
Well, words have escaped me now.
what are you looking at me
I
for?
don't know. It's just you're beautiful, mate.
Stop it. Stop it. How are you doing, Rosie? Have we asked you that? I know we've asked you that off the podcast. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. I'm good. It doesn't smell here.
That's,
Um,
that's good. You can't taste Alex, no?
It doesn't smell like Subway.
Yes.
That's a win.
So
Unless it's the meatball flavoured Subway.
bonus, I guess. But yeah, all
Yeah.
good here. Just smells like cupboards.
A cupboard. I see. Just from that description, I can tell what that room smells like.
Yeah, exactly. It smells like when you open a cupboard at my grandma's house.
Yeah, at your grandma's house specifically. Yeah, exactly. I understand that.
I think that's an Airwick flavour you can get.
What, grandma's house?
Yeah,
Rosie's
grandma's house.
I got that
It's
one.
sold out very quickly. Only one.
Can you hear the barking, by the way? Can you actually hear the barking? Oh, well, that's good then. I don't have to.
We're really loud.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Alex is
well, that's good
now.
Well,
I'm trying to listen. Why have you got to interrupt?
Sorry, mate.
Listening to dogs. But yes,
they're
I heard that
they're
one.
just so bored of it. The other two are so bored of it now that every time I come in, they just look at me like, Jesus, help. Like,
Again, how I look at you.
shut up! I don't even know why I bother. Anyway, sorry. Right, I'm going to close the door.
Don't apologise. It's all good. You've been so patient with us today, Rosie. You take as much time as you need. That was smooth as fuck, by the way. Just want to add that.
That was a nice little transition,
That was
wasn't it?
brilliant, yeah.
For the
Okay.
podcast, I'm on a rolly chair. Thank you.
So to kick off the episode, we like to do our little segment of An.u.s, which stands for another useless segment, where we just talk about really weird shit that we found, whether that's news or some products.
Good. I really wanted to know why it was called An.u.s. I couldn't
Well,
remember.
there we go. Yeah, we don't explain it enough, I don't think.
No, it stands for another useless segment, and it is a segment at the beginning. It's meant to be
It's
about
meant to
10,
be.
15 minutes,
Yeah.
but it normally ends up being 3/4 of the podcast.
Right, cool.
So yeah. Do you have anything with you, Rosie?
An An.u.s story.
Well, I have an interesting news story that
Okey-doke.
I heard while I was in the car, and I thought it was the most spectacular news story I've ever heard in my life. So
Wow.
I thought I
Okay,
should
we,
share
we
it.
are all ears.
I'm hooked.
For reference, I don't get out very much, so it's to do with an emu.
Ooh.
So
It's an emu, you twit. I remember that video.
I don't know if you know the town of Malmesbury.
Yes.
Yes.
We're quite
Okay,
close.
good, because I don't.
Oh.
But, yeah, basically there was this guy and he got in a car crash and he's alive, don't worry.
Thank God.
And he decided to flee the scene and he ran through a farm in Malmesbury and he was stopped and attacked by a 6-foot emu. And I just think, like, of all the possibilities, I don't think even Doctor Strange could have foreseen that.
No.
Like,
The
seriously.
multiverse of emus.
I really don't think that he could have gone, you know what, if you abandon this scene, an emu is going to attack you. Like, it's fucked. Anyway, that kept me up all night. So
That's brilliant. I love that.
I mean, are
It's
emus
so good.
native to the UK?
No.
it was in a farm with exotic
farm.
animals. So I
Yeah.
think,
Oh,
no,
Rosie
I don't
Taylor.
think if you just like trudge through the forest of Suffolk, you'll come across a wild emu.
might
Here
find an
we
ostrich.
the roaming emu attacking a man that's fled from a scene of an accident.
But he was actually being chased. The man was being chased by a chef. Who fucking writes this stuff?
Sounds like a Looney Tunes sketch.
That's a decent episode of Hell's Kitchen, isn't it?
Where's the lamb sauce? Chasing him. Being attacked by an emu.
Oh, so good.
Oh,
Fucking hell.
that's brilliant. Thank you for that. That's probably one of the best openings we've had.
That
to
is
an
brilliant.
A-list segment.
It was just, I just heard it while I was in the car, and the newsreader was like, "This next story coming up after like Dua Lipa or something is to do with an emu. Stay tuned." And I was like, "Well, I'm done with the journey, but I have to stay tuned."
I'm so glad
Sorry.
you did. So glad you did.
Yeah, because it makes mine
So there
sound
you
really
go.
shit.
But you make your sound really shit.
And now I know what Malmesbury is. So
Yeah, that's where.
great.
What's the
Perfect.
thing, Uranus? Do you want me to check how far away we are from them?
Yeah, can do.
Yeah.
Okay, so my one is UK's toughest pub, where people got shot with crossbows and kicked sheep.
We're only half an hour away
What, from Malmesbury?
from Malmesbury. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, I
Carry
was
on.
going to say.
Yeah.
I think I know this pub.
Right,
Sounds like
carry
the
on.
pub my granddad used to frequent.
Was he the sheep?
No, I'm pretty sure. I think he was in the mafia.
Oh,
Oh
So-
shit!
bit of a difference. So, if you
Well,
think
then
you've been in some risky pubs before, then you might reassess that after you've learned. Oh no!
Oh come on, mate!
Oh, God.
Come on, you pick these stories. Thank you, Rosie.
You're welcome.
Read that as a sound.
We need that, yeah.
Right, let's try again. If you think you've been in some risky pubs before, then you might reassess that after you've learned about this old pub in Manchester that was
Knew
once
it.
described as one of the toughest pubs in the whole of Britain. It's gone now, but in its heyday, it was famous for people firing crossbows at each other and booting farm animals.
Oh my god!
Yes, you read that right. Thank you for that.
Sounds like
the
a
pub-
regular Wednesday night for me.
And you nearly didn't read it right as well.
No,
You fucked up.
I read that wrong. The pub used to be in the central Manchester area of Collyhurst and was called Billy Green's.
Billy Green's is not my pub of choice.
Nice. The Brash Boozer was rather aptly named after a local boxer and pub landlord, and it garnered a reputation as a pretty dicey place for a pint back in the early 2000s. In truth, the pub had made such a name for itself in 2004. A documentary crew from Sky showed up to film a show called The Toughest Pubs in Britain. Yeah, forget that.
Right, I'm not gonna lie.
They
It's
never
just
came
fucking
out.
dull, isn't it?
Yeah, you had me hooked when it said about
Where's
violent
the
pub.
sheep kicking?
Yeah, well, I wanted to hear about that, and then you started going on about some other random shit. I don't want to hear about that.
I mean, I don't proofread these.
I want to see video footage of a chicken being punted. That's a farm animal. I'm allowed to say that.
Hang on, what? There's a quote here that says, the man continued, "We've been in jail all of our lives, so fucking what? You win some, you lose some. I've been stabbed 8 times, mate."
Brag?
Okay,
What a brag.
that's out of context.
Sounds like the homeless man outside my house.
Rosie with all these references.
Where do you live?
Sorry.
It's just a homeless
I
dog.
live in Kent, so that's that for you.
We were in Kent not long ago.
Yeah, we were. That wasn't me.
I'm
That was
sorry.
the homeless man.
Sorry about that. You should seek a counsellor, definitely, for that.
He should
I-
have sought a counsellor a long time ago.
Yep.
He needs some serious help. Right, are you done with your horrendous story?
I think that's my story done. Basically, there's a pub where people were rowdy.
Yeah,
I thought there was more to it, but apparently not.
apparently not. Okay, well, I'm gonna.
I'm just gonna go shout at my
no.
dog one more time.
Okay,
Yeah,
go
no
for
worries.
it.
Thank you, Daisy. Right.
All good?
This is the senile one.
Oh, bring the. Hello,
Hey.
senile one.
So you might stop now.
That's adorable. That's our first dog on the podcast.
Oh, what'd you call me?
Not you. Rosie's in.
Well, I wasn't going to say anything.
No. Fucking hell. So you're gonna
Uh.
call Tom and Hardy
A dog.
a
Or
dog?
bitches.
One of them's a child.
A little bitch.
That's disgraceful. Wow, they're not coming on the pod ever again. Nice knowing you, Tom and Hardy.
Right. Well, I had a little bit more that I just found here whilst you were dealing with your doggos. And
Doggy wogs.
it said, the quote is, "This other guy who was in the pub booted the sheep and his mate had a crossbow behind the bar. He shot the crossbow at the guy and booted the sheep and it went right through his arm. And he's wriggling around on the floor. So you've got like this sheep on the floor here and you've got this geezer with an arrow in his arm. That's the funniest thing I've seen in here. We all just hit the fucking deck, mate. It was just so funny. Like, wow. So I'm glad I read
Sounds
that.
like a Quentin Tarantino film.
Your stories, man. I don't know what.
So do you want to go?
I've got like maybe 2 at a push, yeah. So I've started a new thing, Rosie. I don't know if you know much about our anus segment, but mine is very last minute research for my segment. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
My job is to find news headlines from areas of which our guests are from. So I've done
Right.
London, from what Alex has told me,
Yeah.
is where you're from.
Mhm.
So all right. So I've got here, Britain's fattest woman ate fridge and died. She ate the fridge. Right? Does that ring any bells?
Like, yeah, I was like, Mum,
No. Oh!
I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop.
I like you, Rosie.
You can stay. Yeah, so we've got that, and then you've got.
Does it say where in London she was from?
You know what? I'll have a look.
Because I'd like to guess.
Let's have a. Oh shit! Let me just. I'm trying to zoom in.
Sorry.
All right, you fuck.
You've started Cortana up now on my laptop. What are you doing?
Did I know on purpose, mate?
God, Cortana still exists.
Yeah.
Apparently so. I didn't know it was on my laptop. And then all of a sudden, this bitch just started talking to me. And I'm like, what's
There's
going
no
on?
way to talk about Rosie. She's come on to do us a
Jesus
favour.
Christ.
Can't believe you'd say that to her. You're a diamond, Rosie. Don't let anybody say otherwise. Unfortunately, I can't find where she's from.
Well, it's definitely Croydon.
I like it. No, it just says she was 40 stone.
So did
Before
she
or
like
after the fridge?
eat the actual fridge or like, you know, the contents of the fridge?
Yeah, the contents. That's the Daily Star with their wordplay.
Are you
Yeah,
sure it's a
oh,
fridge?
right.
Or is it like one of those
Sounds
milkshake
It
fridges?
says fridge, mate.
Oh,
It
right,
says
yeah.
fridge and
Oh,
dime.
Christ, she is quite big, isn't she?
They don't judge you on that. That was when
It says fattest woman or whatever.
yeah, she probably didn't give herself that title, mate. The disrespect from you. No wonder you're single, you fuck. So
Great.
it's-
Thanks for that.
it says 6,000 calories a day from stash next to bed. So clearly she just
How
emptied-
much fridge did she have? She just had pieces of it. She was nomming on it.
Well, we've established she wasn't eating the actual fridge. Do you not listen? Me and
No,
Rosie
just
you
haven't
haven't
accept-
listened. You act like I
I know
listened.
that she wasn't actually eating the fridge, but all I can picture is just this really fat woman like eating a fridge handle. Like, all I can see.
I saw her in my head like scranning on the corner, like
Like
working her way
magnets.
down.
Like the magnets and all like
Oh, just breathe in. Just take them all
Just
off.
hope it wasn't one of those Smeg fridges.
What? Smeg fridges.
Have you never seen them?
love a Smeg fridge. I fucking love Smeg fridges.
I
It's a
think
brand of fridge.
is it like
called
the old
Smeg.
retro style?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like the
yeah. But
50s.
Smeg to me is something else.
Red Dwarf.
Red
No,
Dwarf.
no, like
Oh,
you
Smeg.
Smegging. Yeah, Smeghead.
Oh
No?
no,
Is that
Smeg is
too
like
bad of a reference?
No, I got it. I'm a nerd.
you got that. I didn't know that reference, but I know Smeg not personally, but from the build up of
You just don't. you don't have it.
grimness on your penis. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Look, this is a Smeg
Lovely.
fridge.
Yeah. Sorry, Rosie.
Yeah, you can't see this.
Yeah, I know what I meant. I know. I've been into a Curry's. They're in there. I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
All right.
Well, yeah, there was a series on television called Red Dwarf, and
I
they
know
used to
about the Red Dwarf. My
insult
dad.
each other
Yeah,
by
my dad
calling them
was a fan.
Smegheads.
Right. Okay.
So there you go.
Can I do my second one before we get
Yeah,
to know
sorry,
Rosie a
sorry,
bit
carry
more,
on.
please? Fucking,
Carry
it's not all about you, mate. Go over yourself.
I was talking about Smeg actually.
That's
but
very true, actually. Yeah. Right. So we got "Zip Me Up Before You Go Go," and it is George Michael nicked for sex act in lieu. So they're very creative with the son. So "Zip Me Up Before You Go Go." He was essentially saying the person he had sex with had to do the zipping up as well. Can you do that
from the
himself?
front or the back?
Is this supposed to be to do with London?
Yeah. Apparently so. Yeah.
Apparently.
I'm not going to lie, Rosie. London was a bit dull when it came to funny news headlines. I thought it better, but Yorkshire.
Not very-
We had Yorkshire earlier with the Yodado guys, and we had multiple options. So I think you need to take a long, hard look at yourself in the mirror and try and
You live in Swindon.
yeah, but we know Swindon's a shithole. All right. No, actually, you've done nothing but belittle Kent and London. So I'll give you that.
I've just done a Google
What?
search here, so I was going to see where is George Michael from,
Yeah.
and the first thing is where is Smeg made.
Oh, your search
Next
history.
one is where is
absolutely-
Smeg from, and then the next
not-
one is where is Virgin River filmed.
We should probably move away from Smeg. I don't think Rosie's
I don't
not
want
on
to
here
talk about
because
it.
she's famous for Smeg. Are you famous for Smeg, Rosie?
I'm not famous for anything, but
Oh, well,
Smeg.
you are in our eyes. Alex speaks very highly of you.
I think actually
It's very. Is it Smeg related? The fridge. You got to remember, my surname is related to a sewing machine. So
Oh my
mine.
God.
Oh, actually, George Michael is buried in London. There you go. Little fun fact for you there.
One second.
No worries.
Oh, fuck's sake. Don't have senile dogs. Just
How about a senile co-host? Can I bin him off?
Who are you?
I don't know.
Meg.
Meg.
Yeah, she's got Tourette's now. Oh dear. Right. Well, that was An.u.s. That was lovely. That was a nice little introduction there. A little icebreaker talking about smeg. I love it.
Yeah. You're welcome, Rosie. How lucky are you?
Define
Very.
lucky.
Well, you're staring at Alex's face right now. We're talking about Smeg. So you tell me how lucky you are.
Really lucky.
Don't do that. No. I'm so sorry. Please come back on again. All right, you got your questions.
Right.
Then
Yeah, I've got
So-
a few questions here for you.
just in case you haven't listened to us before, Rosie, I don't blame you, but I'm so unscripted and unorganized that I will just blurt questions at you in the middle of whatever we're doing today.
Sounds
Whereas
good.
Alex is a little bit more structured and he'll have some questions for you, a little bit more. All right.
Right.
Okay, so just tell us a little bit about yourself, Rosie. Where are you from? Exactly, you've already said Kent. There we go. Question number one out of the way. Nice.
Yeah, great. Well, yeah, that's it really.
That's it.
I was born in Kent in Bromley.
Do you want to give us your full address?
Yeah.
Yes, my
Credit
date
card
of
number.
birth and my national insurance number is as follows.
Yes, please.
Yeah, and I live there with my mum, and my dad lives in Bermondsey in central London. So
Ah,
Okay. So, what do you do for a living?
I am a production runner on TV shows and
Okay.
films. So
Very exciting.
yeah, pretty bottom of the food chain stuff really, but
guarantee you've got some cracking stories though, Rosie. Come on. Come on. I see you smiling.
Well-
We can see you, remember.
I mean, she's got senile dogs, mate. Her life is not boring.
Yeah, that's very true. Come on, please tell us a story that's stuck in your head right now. You smiled as soon as I asked that question.
well, there's some that I'm legally not allowed to say, and
Well,
then
that's
there are
boring.
some that I
That's
can
fucking
say
boring.
that I will say.
Okay.
The one that I'm thinking of right now, I'm legally not allowed to say, but
Oh,
yeah, my job is pretty much a lot of things in one. I'm basically an assistant for the whole film crew.
Okay.
So it could be one day I could just be getting coffee for everyone, and another day I could be making sure no one can get into the set if it's like a high profile actor, or I
so
could.
you're a bouncer.
I was going to say you're a bouncer.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, I
I
don't
look
wanna
really
mess
tough,
with you.
don't I?
You fucking wedge. Absolutely.
But yeah, and then sometimes I'm just a PA for one specific actor. But yeah, it really varies. I just go where they tell me to go, really.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm
Have you
trying
met
to
any
think if I've got
arseholes?
any. No.
Don't say me.
I'm talking about famous people, babes.
Ouch. You're so bottom of the food chain. You know what? I've had a description for you earlier. I thought of it. You know
Yeah.
when you step in something in the street, but it doesn't give off a smell, but it's really irritating. You don't know what the fuck it is. That's you. You're that.
This is ridiculous.
Guy, poor guy. What did he do to
Every
you?
day.
Don't give him sympathy. You don't deserve it.
No, I do.
If you met him, you wouldn't give him sympathy.
Poor dude. Like, he's already ginger. Like,
All right.
what do you have?
He's already screwed. Yeah, well, you're the scentless piece of shit that I've stood on in the street.
Did you know that, like, if you typed in "what do you do if," the top search is "what do you do if a ginger bites you"?
Oh, you're dead. Done.
Mate, that's got to be another episode that we do then, because we've got a little series that we do called "What Would You Do If," And
Yeah, what do you do
we
for
ask
ginger bite tea?
hypothetical questions. So we're going to ask that question for definite.
Yeah, and we need to get Rosie on for a what would you do if as well.
Yeah, we should do that
That would be good.
if you're up for that.
Yeah.
Spot
Sweet.
on. So you haven't got any stories about arseholes that you
I
can tell
do.
us about? Yes.
I mean, I don't know if I can.
Give initials.
Yeah, right. I don't know if I can specify exactly. I can narrow it down for you though.
Okay.
So I did do quite a lot of PA work for conventions, so like Comic-Con and all that shit.
Yep.
So I used to do quite a few with my mates in Paris, and it was a lot of Teen Wolf and Vampire Diaries.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, that's as much as I can narrow it down.
Right.
Okay. I can do the rest.
I'll give you the cast of 2 shows there, and I'll let you narrow that down. But
what was it?
yeah.
So Teen Wolf, sorry. What was the other?
Teen Wolf and
Vampire
Vampire Diaries.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I'll do the rest.
I know one of them. So they're basically that whole convention thing. They do if they're quite small conventions, like 500 people, they do use it as like an excuse to just like go somewhere and get high.
Okay.
So it's a lot of dealing with like high people. Yeah, there was this one guy that asked me if he could like have water with a lower pH, and I went.
That looks like a bit of an Ian Summerhandler deal. That does. Is that? Am I right there? She's hidden away.
So
What's that gentleman there?
Oh yeah, look at him.
Yeah.
Fucking lower pH.
Yeah, you
Cunt.
bitch. Sorry. Carry on.
Yeah. So there's that. I mean, I've got plenty of dickhead stories that aren't celebrity based that I can go into, but
If you want to, go for it.
It's the Teen Wolf and Vampire Diaries have got quite a bit of a superiority complex, most of them. So
name's nice.
Oh, he's actually the lovely one.
Oh,
He's
good, because
really
you-
fucking lovely.
Yeah, that's why I thought I'd mention him, because you'd appreciate him because he was in Arrow.
Yeah, if there's one man I'd turn gay for, it's definitely him.
Really?
Colton Haynes, he's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Like, he's so lovely.
Although Chris Evans, he's quite nice as well. Anyway, carry on.
Give my right arm for Chris Evans.
Oh, you've been one-upped, mate. Go fuck yourself. Rosie's in.
I do.
I'm not only turn gay, but I give my left arm.
That's class.
Yeah, I think there's a few dickhead stories. I think mainly the job that gets you the most dickhead stories is when you do lock off, which is if there's like a set with a quite a famous actor in it, and we're trying to keep under wraps what the production is, if it's whether it's like not been announced yet or stuff like that, or they're just famous and they don't want to be seen. I have to basically stand on the perimeter and make sure no one gets in.
Okay.
So this was, I don't know if you know Fleet Services.
Yes.
It's one of the more famous services, and it's in a forest essentially.
Right.
And we were filming there, and we were quite understaffed, so I was pretty much the only lock-off person in that entrance. And so basically on set you have these you say radios, but walkie-talkie is really fancy walkie-talkies essentially. And they're on different channels, and the different channels are different departments. So there's only about 10 or so people for this set. There was only about 10 or so people allowed on the first channel, including myself. So that's for all the directors and assistant directors. And what I have to do is the director will go in my ear and tell me, right, we're saying action, saying cut, and I will have to go around to all the channels and go action, cut, sort of thing.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah, so it was tricky. This job is quite tricky, the lock-off situation, because also when you say that the scene that we were recording was the longest scene in the entire series, it's about 10 minutes long.
Alex is sexy.
And so
If I'd be lucky.
Sorry, that'd be the shortest scene of the series. Sorry, Rosie.
Okay, right. Carry
Carry on,
Right.
carry on.
Anyway, so yeah, the 10 minutes takes about like
10 minutes.
5 minutes of setup time, and so that's like 15 minutes altogether that I have to keep the public out of these public services.
Okay.
So obviously you can imagine the only reason you'd be stopping at any service is because you're really tired or really hungry or need a piss or all three. Like
That's what I was gonna
not
say.
not
That's definitely
people
this, yeah.
like not people that are, you know, willing to wait. So I had one of the locations team with me, luckily, which is like he's basically an actual bouncer for the film industry type situation. That's what the locations department really do. So I had this guy standing next to me just in case things got violent.
I really need a piss.
Yeah,
Just wait.
it's basically
15
like that
fucking
because
minutes.
it's like long haul truckers mostly that come in there. So it's like it's pretty intense. So
Yeah.
these 6-foot guys with a beer gut coming up to you and being like, "What do you mean I can't come in?" And I'm like, "I'm sorry."
Next time they
Don't
say it,
hit
just
me.
go look them square in the eyes, get a really deep voice on you.
Use a fucking hedge.
You know, they've got a wang, fucking use it.
Yeah, I'll make sure to do that next time.
Is that all right? Think of us when you do it as well, please.
Yeah, sure.
Tell them to think of us as well.
Anyway.
Remember, if you shake more than 3 times, you're playing with yourself.
Oh my god, fuck off.
Sorry.
God's sake.
This is the level I bring. This is the level you wanted us
No,
more
I love it.
sophisticated.
I love
You
it.
should have done it on your own.
Oh,
Oh, carry on, Rosie. I mean, Malcolm.
Yeah, what was I? Oh yeah, well, basically, like a group of 60 teenagers got off this bus and were like, we need to come in. And the teachers came up to us and was like, right, I'm not corralling these teenagers. I was just spent 6 hours on a bus with them. I'm not doing anything. I was like, thank you. Fuck you. Yeah, so then they saw a glimpse of the actress that was in this show. And she's quite at that time she was quite like a fan. All the fans were like the demographic of those teenagers.
Okay.
Yeah, so they all went fucking mad and they decided that I was the film person. So they all started taking pictures of me in my film gear. And I was like, oh God. So then about a month later, I look up like fans of the show, and my picture is like plastered all over these fandom pages, being like, this girl won't let us in. Yeah, and then when I finally called cut, and they all ran up, and I was on the radio being like, guys, there's like 60 teenagers coming your way, hide this girl, like hide her.
Oh, God.
And they all went over the radio. The director was like, yeah, I'm sure, Rosie, don't worry, I'm sure it'll be fine. Like condescending, like it's probably like 5 people. And then they came, and then the whole shit happened. And then about half an hour later, the director came down to me personally and goes, yeah, Rosie, I'm really sorry.
Good. No, fuck.
I was like,
God's
what?
sake.
Sorry, was that? Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, fine.
60 rowdy teenagers on a bus. That's like a party
Yeah.
at Alex's house.
I mean, that was the worst it ever got. Normally, it's a bunch of people telling you it's illegal to film there, and then they're going to go and call the police, and then
Oh,
they end up just like hotboxing in their car and driving away. But and I joined them.
Hey.
lads.
Yes, Malcolm.
But yeah, it's my undercover name. God.
Malcolm X.
I like that. That's a nice. I like that story. I love that story.
Yeah, well, thanks, but yeah, that's probably the most annoying it got, because it was pouring with rain that day, and literally it was so heavy rain that my makeup rained off, and I was in like a horrific film industry outfit, and that's the photo that's plastered all over all the fandom pages.
will we be able to find this picture?
Yeah. Might put it on the OCP Instagram.
I don't know, actually. I haven't looked in a while because it was like a year ago now. But
which one of the fan
yeah.
pages would it be?
Well, it's this woman is from a show called It's a Sin.
It's okay. I can do the rest.
That's the show that was like set in the 80s about the AIDS crisis.
Okay.
And it was like it just come out. And what was funny is like all of them were so busy fucking like going crazy about that. They didn't realize that David Tennant was walking behind them. It's like, right, David. And literally no one paid attention. I was like, look, over there. And they just didn't notice. Someone's like, David Tennant is walking past you.
That's such a missed opportunity.
Fucking David Tennant. He was my favourite Doctor.
He was my favourite Doctor.
No, I didn't ask for your fucking opinion, mate. I'm allowed to have my own opinion.
As he should be. He's great.
Yeah, thank you, Rosie. Fuck you. Just because you're ginger, not everybody feels sorry for you. All right.
I feel sorry for me.
Sorry, I just
well, who fucking knew?
Yeah, that makes one.
Actually, I don't like you, Rosie. Fuck off.
No. Rosie, you're replacing Alex.
Malcolm can stay. He was all right.
Oh, God. Well, I mean, you could probably meet him in a few hours, but you'd be scared. He's very scary.
I like Malcolm. He'll love
he's a South London. He's a South London ex-criminal.
Well, I'm a fat, jolly Swindonian, so I think we're going to get on like a house on fire.
I guarantee you won't.
Yeah, you love me. Everybody loves me. I've got an itchy eye.
Well, that's not true.
Who doesn't love me?
This guy.
Yeah. Why are you in my house then?
Good point. See you later.
Exactly.
Well, I was actually going to ask, how did you fall into this sort of line of work?
I would say it is part my education. I went to the Brit School in South London. I studied film and media production there for 4 years.
Nice.
Which was great. Very cool. Some very cool household names come from there. And yeah, that's part of it. But also my whole family is in the film industry or music industry.
Wow.
And yeah, and they sort of help. I basically, my most important thing was, especially being a woman coming into this sort of thing, I needed to make sure that it was my doing and not nepotism, because that was very important to me. So I asked for training. Like, I talked to my dad and I was like, can you just like take me through what I need to be doing? And he let me know where to look, who to ask. But other than that, I went through it myself. Like, I didn't let him look at my CV or anything. I just went, I'm going to do it myself, because otherwise I'll spend my whole career going, well, was I helped? Like, am I actually good at this?
Well, fair play to you.
So yeah, I just, surprisingly, a lot of it is Facebook, which is so weird. But you go onto one group, there's like a public group that you join at first, and then you sort of get invited onto the more private ones. I will say this, the film industry is severely gatekept, and not in a nice way. It is very secretive, and everyone pretends like they're in this special club, and it's like a bit, you know. And then so once you start doing that, you get like onto some WhatsApp groups, and then they'll just like employers, it's normally all running stuff is like only a week at a time. It's very rare that you get booked on for like a whole job until you're more established. Right. So it's normally like, are you free tomorrow? Are you free next week for the whole week? If you're not, then fuck off, sort of thing.
God, so you've got to be on your toes then.
Yeah. So that's quite important. So when you're starting out, it's quite rocky. Luckily, I'm quite fortunate that I have like a good sort of support system to fall back on in that aspect. Like, if I was out of a running job, I have a good ex-employer that I can sort of pick up shifts at a shop. If I'm like completely dry, or I can, I'll be fine, which is good. So
Yeah, that's good.
that's a bonus. But yeah, I mean, it needs to change. Like, there's a lot of stuff in the film industry that needs to change, and part of that is like how it's completely gate kept by
Yeah.
everyone that's in it. And I'm like, well, how are you expecting to hire people if you don't want them there? Like, it's not like, it's a weird thing, but it is changing.
counterproductive.
Yeah, I mean, it is changing. Like, most of the crew is still incredibly undiversified. Like, it is pretty much, like, I'd say like 80% white people.
Yeah.
And I'm like, because I went to school and I grew up in South London, and South London is like a melting pot of diversity. And going from that to going to a film set, like a BBC film set, is like, this doesn't look like the world I live in. It is nearly all men and nearly all white men. And not that that's a bad thing, but it's just like, that's not the world we live in.
Yeah, in this day and age, you'd think there'd be a bit more sort of progressive.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it from now compared to 10 years ago, I mean, massive change. It was all men, and that's it. But yeah, still not enough at all. Not enough. It just doesn't. And it takes, really, at the moment, it takes the people at the top to even notice that stuff, and they're just so in their own world.
I bet they're all old white men as well.
Yeah, exactly. So I've very rarely met. I think I've worked something like 50 jobs, and I've only met like 4 female directors even.
Wow.
They've literally all been white men. I make it sound like that's like a con or something, but it's fine. But
no,
it's just like, it's not. If you look through the pool of current like talent that I had in my graduate class, it's like 50% of us were women, and there were only, I think I was like one of like 10 white people in that whole class, and that's what the world looks like. Like, it's fucking mad, but you know.
But it's nice though. This is a completely different industry than what me and Alex are used to. I'm a truck driver, you're a gardener. So it's nice to hear even sometimes the negative sides of different aspects of life.
Yeah. I mean, it is incredibly nepotistic as well. Like, even though I tried to get in without help, you can't, I mean, I guess most places, most industries, you can't get in without one connection.
Yeah,
no, that's true.
Yeah, there's the saying, it's not what you know necessarily, it's who you know, isn't it? And I know that's been a prominent point for my life, especially recently, that no matter how much I've worked my ass off to get where I want to be, I've always needed that little bit extra just to help me get to where I want to be.
Yeah. So it's just you really like have to sort of dig your heels in with that. And I know some really incredible people from my class that are just going, you know what, fuck that, I'm just going to do it myself. Like, and it's like really nice to see. My mate Marcus, he was he's like a producer, and he's like a producer now. Like, people are coming to him for producing work, and he's fucking 19.
Jesus.
And
do you want to produce a podcast? Do you want to produce a podcast, Rosie?
I think he'd possibly spit in my face if I asked him that.
What? We're not that bad.
What if you told him it was the OCP, mate?
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, I saw this news story about him, and he basically emailed all the actors that he could possibly have a connection with, and was like, be in my film. And one of them replied, and then now they produced a film, and it's like some groundbreaking stuff, and it's really, really cool. And they're like BAFTA students, and it's really cool. BAFTA student.
Yeah.
BAFTA nominated.
We're an empty canvas, all right. We need molding and decorating to make us look beautiful. I do a lot of that myself, but I'm brought down by you. Did you just shit yourself, by the way?
No, I don't know what that was.
What was that like? I thought that was you.
No, it wasn't.
Was it you,
me.
Malcolm?
God, you got to stop saying my name.
So I don't know which one you want me to refer to. I thought Rosie was your undercover one.
A legal one.
If we call you Malcolm, then you can tell us all the stories of your career that you can't.
Okay, technically, that's right. I'm just scrolling through the emojis trying to find the weirdest one I could possibly put as a reaction.
Well, I have a bit of a random question for you. Actually, I saw the other day, and I was like, I'll save that and ask Rosie Malcolm, and it was that when you're out on the streets filming, and you get people coming up to you and going, "Oh, what's going on over here?" and stuff. Do you have to say that you're filming a mayonnaise advert?
That face, Rosie.
I want to know the mayonnaise context.
Yes.
Where did you hear that? Is like a genuine thing that you've heard?
Yeah, I heard it on TikTok the other day.
Oh, credible source then.
Yeah, it was just this random thing that come up.
Well, it really varies. I don't think I've ever been told to say it's a mayonnaise advert. I'll say that.
Shit on.
But it varies from job to job if you can just say this is what we're filming, or I can't tell you.
Okay.
The public do definitely walk past and think they have a right to know.
Yeah.
So they're like, what are you filming? I'm like, I can't tell you. And they're like, well, you have to. I'm like, don't actually. I've signed a contract telling you the exact opposite, actually. But if it's something like that hasn't been released, like, for example, the new Doctor Who, because they started filming that before they announced that David Tennant was coming back.
Yeah.
So
coming back?
Yeah, for the 60th, I think.
Oh, just for the anniversary, not permanent.
No.
Well, that's
not.
bollocks. Fuck.
No, it's like 4 episodes, I think, 3 or 4 episodes.
I'll take 4 episodes. Sorry, I've got
so I think, yeah, so for the beginning bulk of that, the runners would have had to be like, I can't tell you, no. And we'd have to like transport him. It's quite different. Like, you have to mark up all the blind areas where paparazzi might be able to peek through and make sure that anytime he's in that, he's covered. But if it was like, season 3 of a show, like, I don't know, like Stranger Things or something, like season 5 of Stranger Things,
yeah,
you can say, everyone knows it's being filmed.
Right.
So yeah, it really does depend. If it's like a new show, like the one I did last year, it was called Inside Man.
Okay.
That's coming out. I don't know when it's coming out, actually. I've just seen the first sort of promo of it. But because it doesn't exist yet, where we can just say, oh, we're just filming this show called Inside Man. They probably won't even remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, it really does depend on what you're filming and who's on the call sheet that day as well. Stuff like that.
So you can't make anything up then. You can only say what's been said or just say nothing at all, pretty much.
I'm sure you're allowed to.
Yeah.
I hope you're allowed to.
So
I hope you're allowed to, because I have done that before. Like, on one of the jobs, they were like, "What are you filming?" And I was like, "The new James Bond."
Oh.
And they're like, "Oh my god, really? Who's the new James Bond?" And I was like, "Can't tell you."
You should really just fuck with people, and then they'll come over and say, "Oh, what are you filming?" You go, "Oh, do you know the new Harry Potter? Like, Daniel Radcliffe's coming back."
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. What's something that somebody really wants back? Like, desperately wants back.
Are you going to start testing me on shit now?
Well, we will. Yeah, we're going to have to make it up on the spot now. But what would be something that every audience on the planet would pretty much be like, if you said a season 2 or a second film of this was coming out, they would.
I don't know, maybe the new Sherlock season.
Oh, that
would certainly drive me crazy. That I'm a huge fan of that. And that's
Breaking
been really, that could work, but that wouldn't work because I always film in England. But
there you go. See,
could be the English version.
Shit. No, you're shit. Don't get involved. Let Rosie speak. Fuck you. Sorry.
I can't really think of anything, but it's fun. If you're not allowed to say, it can be fun to have fun with it and just be like, you know what.
You should get all your bouncers to dress up as Hellmans.
Dress up as Hellman's what, the brand? Or
Yeah, just
you
like
mean
a
mayonnaise?
giant mayonnaise.
But they do
jar.
ketchup too. So you can't just say Hellman's. Or is it Hellman's or Heinz? I might be saying,
it's
I might confuse
Heinz does ketchup.
and
Actually, I think Hellman's does ketchup as
They
well.
do.
they do.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rosie. Thank you.
Oh, I think you got it. I think Heinz does mayonnaise as well.
Yeah.
Ah, shit.
That's the thing.
Let's do a bit
The
of
important
fact
stuff on this podcast, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you should dress up.
I was gonna say like the Lord of the Rings prequel, but that's been announced already.
Oh yeah, yeah. Actually, that's a good one. Not sure about that as a series because I like the characters in
Neither
the
am I,
original
but, I
trilogy.
mean, I didn't. I'm gonna say something really controversial here. I really didn't like Lord of the Rings.
Thank you for listening to the OCP. We'll be back next time.
I've never watched The Lord of the Rings.
I know. I
Controversial, but I also don't think I should have watched them all in one day. I might have enjoyed them a bit more then.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah, you didn't watch the extended versions, did you?
God, I hope not.
Is there,
Imagine
like-
if I found out after all of this time that it could have been shorter.
Yeah, they're like
They could have been
3 hours long each.
They could have been really short, Rosie. You do what I do, put it on for about 10 seconds, turn it off again. It's all right, I'm done with that. Thank you. Really short viewing that is. What are you doing? You're looking at dodgy shit.
I'm trying to see if Hellman's do.
Oh, stop it. We've moved on from mayonnaise.
All right. Okay. Well, let's go back
What
to
we're
the
going to
next
find
one.
out from that is that they do or don't, and we're going to be like, great.
Yeah, great. We can't pretend we're doing an advert for that company. God.
That's a really interesting one. I don't know. No, I've never heard of anyone being told to go, it's for a mayonnaise commercial, but
That's bizarre. Then I don't know why they would have started that as a thing.
Can I ask Rosie
I
for a
mean-
favor?
Yeah, go on.
Rosie, can I ask you for a favor?
Why are you asking me?
Because
go on.
you're going to start chatting shit and I need to have this moment with Rosie.
Okay. I'll be quiet.
So next time somebody asks you, what are you filming? And you want to say something that nobody will know what it is and forget about. Can you please just say we're filming something for the OCP?
Sure.
Please.
Sure.
Don't forget about us, Rose. This means everything to us.
A mayonnaise advert.
We're filming a mayonnaise advert for the OCP. Could you do that?
Sure.
Thank
of course
you.
I can.
I don't
Of course
believe
I
you.
can.
Nice.
Look me in the eye.
Put it
Look
on
Alex.
TikTok.
Yes. Look Alex.
You're
in the-
on camera, babes.
She's
In
good.
the eye.
She's got me. Okay, no, I trust you. I trust you. All right. And what shitty questions? Uh-huh. Are you mad at me? Please don't be mad at me. I do trust you.
Oh god. Anyway,
So was this stuff the kind of thing that you always wanted to do, like from a young age, or was there something else you wanted to do while you were growing up?
I don't know. Well, I originally went to the Brit School Open Evening, and I went to audition for theatre.
Okay.
And then I discovered that like I don't like people.
Yes, preach.
So that was that struck off the list. Well, basically, I went there, and then theatre was more. I always wanted to sort of be a TV actor, and it was what it says. It's all to do with sort of stage. And I was quite an introvert at the time as well, so I don't really know what was going through my brain at the time. But and then I was like, yeah, this doesn't seem for me. Maybe I just won't go here. And then I went to the tester for FMP, which is film media production, and I was like, this sounds like a lot more up my alley. So I applied for that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it
So-
really. Yeah,
do you
I don't
have to
know.
go through all of that rigmarole to get into what you do now, or can you just do it from scratch? Like,
You ask him.
What, like being in the
Yes.
film industry?
Can you get Alex a job, please? He's fucking useless, but he can be useful. I promise.
What? So can you be in the film industry without like an education, essentially?
yeah,
Yeah, definitely. Most of the people that I know in the film industry didn't even go to university.
And
I
you can
don't
get
go
Alex
to
in, yeah.
university.
yeah, she's already agreed.
Can you get Alex in, please? If you can get him
Sure.
in to work, I can get rid of him.
Oh,
I will dress up as Hellman's.
Only took me about 5 years to find a job. Should be easy.
All right, yeah. Use your magic. Use your whiz. You've got a lot of knowledge in the industry now. I can see it.
It's not
from-
what you know, it's who you know.
Exactly. We've already said it, smashed it out of the park. We're essentially virtually shaking on this contract now. I think you're in, mate.
Yeah, put your hand up to the
Congratulations.
camera, Rosie.
He's for the listeners there, she ducked out of the way of the camera.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I made the very conscious decision to not go to university, and I knew I wasn't going to be going since I was about 10, and everyone was like, you'll change your mind, don't worry, you'll change your mind. And I was like, I'm not going to change my mind. And
So
I
expensive.
didn't. It was I mean, all of sorry, all of my mates go to uni, and we went in a very rocky time as well, like, you know, COVID.
Oh yeah.
So people aren't really getting their money's worth anyway. It's a lot of money, and people aren't even getting that. And yeah, literally everyone. I knew that if I wanted to get on with my career, I wouldn't need a university degree to do it. So
That's fair enough.
yeah,
It's the same, similar to what I had. Mine's not as ambitious as that. I wanted to be a truck driver since I was 6. So I knew I didn't have to pay attention in school. You don't get your license, and this ain't America. You don't get a license in school. So I knew
you've
I
been
could,
studying for your theory test since you were like 10.
you know, I have been known to practice for theory testing clubs as well. That's how depressed my life got.
There's shots and algebra.
Yeah,
like,
we were in Oxford taking, but like they were partying. I was sat in the private booth just doing my HGV theory test. Oh, great.
oh dear.
But I was engaged, and I did have a kid at the time. You know, I have my child. So
At the time.
at the time, yeah, we binned her off. Sorry, Isabel, if you're listening to this, Daddy does love you. So yeah, I knew I didn't have to succeed in school to get the career I wanted, so I didn't try. And not that I regret it now, but you know, to say I didn't pass any GCSEs in school and I had to go to college to take level 1 maths and English is not a great achievement. But you know, HGV driver.
Doing what you want, babes. Doing what you want.
Banging.
Yeah, and I don't need an
Yeah.
education to do a podcast with a dumbass. So not
Exactly.
you, Rosie. I just had to clarify
We're
that.
all doing what we want. Right, I'm just going to tell him to shut up one more time. Give me 1 second.
No worries.
Shut the fuck up.
That was so strange. Shut the fuck up.
Could have sworn you were still talking to Alex.
Here we go.
Hey, doggos.
There we
Hello,
go.
dogs.
Three of them.
Boric.
3's my lucky number too, so I like that you've got 3.
Yeah, I mean, so the big ones are my grandparents, and the little one's mine.
That's fine. That's right.
You
Still
say
3.
the big ones are your grandparents.
Yeah. This is Grammy.
Malcolm.
Yeah, this is Malcolm. This is Miriam.
You have turned out incredibly well, considering
I
your
know.
family.
I know. I mean, to be fair, he does suit a pair of glasses very well. Yeah, this is Nelly. And this is Bisto.
Hello.
Hey,
Oh,
guys.
You know,
And this is Indy being jealous in the corner.
come on, Andy, don't be like that. It's only Alex. Nothing to be jealous about.
Annoyingly, literally every time I walk in after they've been shouting, they look at me like, what?
the fuck do you want?
They're like, can you like shut the fuck up and stop shouting at me, please? Like,
The audacity.
yeah,
I was
very
told
rude.
you, mother.
Okay, we got 10 minutes until this one ends, but we can keep going for a moment.
What's your next questions, actually? Because I
I've
don't
got
want
2
to.
more questions.
What are they? Are they boring?
The last 2 on there.
Oh no. Okay, that next one's the one I was going to ask anyway. So
Oh,
that's
there
good.
we go. Then.
Yeah, yeah.
Sweet.
Spot on.
Okay, so where do you think you'll be in about 10 years?
Dead.
Oh, that's the
That's the
second time
second
we've
dead.
heard that today. Yeah. How old are you, Rosie? If you don't mind me asking.
I'll be 20 next month.
So you're going to be, you want to die, or you think you're going to die before you're 30? God, you're
I
nearly
mean,
20.
it won't be my fault.
Oh, okay, that's right then. Sorry, I thought it was personal choice.
How are you going to die?
I'll drown probably.
You're not a strong swimmer, or is it like?
No, I am, but you know, there's only so far you can swim before you just, you know, give up.
Got fed up doing the washing up one night. Just decided.
Just dip your head in the sink. Oh.
Where will I be in 10 years?
You'll
So
be nearly
I will
30.
be. Oh my god, that's horrifying.
Yeah, well, we're only 5 years off now, Rosie. How do you think we feel?
Well, it took my dad started where I am, and I'm probably going to end up doing what my dad does. He's a first assistant director, which is first assistant director. I don't know how to explain it because really it doesn't actually involve any assisting the director. It's like basically the director in theory has the creative vision and sits on set making sure that creative vision happens, and then the first AD is the logistics side of it. So that'll be making call sheets, just making sure that like logically everything works while the director is like off in fairyland. And yeah, I mean, you can sort of, once you do first AD, you can technically hop into director, but I don't think that's something that my dad will do. But yeah, it took him about 10 years to become a first AD, like a well-respected one. He's been a first AD for about 5 years, but yeah, I don't know really. The thing is that I do these sort of odd runner jobs, but the thing is that I only graduated really like 2 years ago, not even that, and I have no fucking clue what I'm like doing.
Yeah.
So, you know, like on one day I'll be like, yeah, I'm on the right path, and then the other day I'll be like, well, maybe I'm just gonna fucking do this and just like do something else. So, you know, I have no idea, but if I were to say if it was a dream, I'd say maybe a director or somewhere on that track.
I like it. No, I like that. You have to make me one more promise though, Rosie, all right? I know you've done that multiple times today, but in 10 years' time, when you've got to that position, you can't forget about your best friends at the OCP podcast, all right?
Sure.
That was not convincing. That was not, we can see you, Rosie. I can see you're not convinced.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. That was not convincing enough. I think you're going to forget about us as soon as you hang up this call.
I mean, talking about forgetfulness, I went to a club a few days ago and I wrote my own phone number on my hand just in case I got lost. So that's the sort of person I am.
Nice.
Literally, on one hand, it's just washed off now, but on one hand, I have the stamp from Pop World, and then the other one, I have my own phone number that I've written just in case I got lost.
Nice.
So
that's smart. That's nothing to be ashamed of.
Intelligent.
It's not really when you think about it, because what if I got found and they phoned that number? They would just be phoning me.
Well, the only other phone call they might have called was 999. So I think we would have been all right.
I might have been better off just writing that.
Like, just in case they forgot.
Oh, and I've just thought, what if she bumped into somebody like you and her phone number's on her hand?
Oh, mate,
that means you have her phone
really
number.
I'm actually just asking to be taken advantage of by drunk strangers.
That's the
Say
first
no
thing she
more,
thought.
Rosie.
That's the first thing she thought when I mentioned your name. Alex, sounds like I'm going to be taken advantage of.
Knows me well.
Oh, you know what? I fall in love with this podcast every single time we do it. And every single episode, I just fall in love with it that little bit more. Oh, I love it.
I had another question, but I've forgotten it now because I was laughing.
It wasn't about the fucking... Rosie, what's your favourite colour?
Oh, no, it wasn't. Yeah, what is your favourite colour?
Purple.
Purple, banging. Right, next one.
My hair is normally purple. My hair is normally bright purple.
Oh, you missed it.
Yeah, and you missed it, so that's on you, really.
Yeah, it is on you, Alex.
I'm trying to think if I have any more fun facts about myself, but I'm pretty boring. I'm a vegetarian.
I'm so sorry.
Have been my entire life.
Have you ever tried meat?
No, literally never. I've been a vegetarian for my entire 20 years of existence.
Well, you've never been tempted to try a bit of chicken?
No.
Don't try dry chicken.
You know, the one thing, everyone, if I say it, the one thing is like, but what about bacon?
Bacon is overrated depending on how you cook it. Yeah.
Right. Oh, okay.
What about emu? Got full circle.
Yeah. I don't think you're missing out on loads. I don't know if I could live without gammon.
Oh, gammon is nice.
Gammon is nice. That's the better bacon, in my opinion.
That was a horrible word. Gammon.
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 Gammon. I'm going to change my name to Gammon on the 3 minutes we have left.
Malcolm Gammon.
Galmon.
Galmon.
Gammon.
Washing machines live longer with Galmon.
There you go. I don't know if I even spelled it right.
You did.
Yeah, you
Double
did.
M. Yeah, yeah.
There you
Nice.
go.
I'm going to
There you
end
go.
this chat and then start a new one because we've got 2
Okay.
minutes.
Great. I'm
1
going to shut my
second.
dog up again.
Thank you, Gammon.
Okay, bye.
Twat.
Good. I didn't get you calling me a twat, didn't I?
You're a twat.
Oh.
Well, thank God.
Okay, we got.
Okay, so yeah,
it's our penultimate question for you now, Rosie. Okay,
Mhm. Yeah.
big
So
word for Josh there.
you're nearly done with us for the evening. I know you're very chuffed with that. All right.
I thought you were going to do the middle finger then. I was
Yeah.
like, oh no,
That was quite respectful. Whoa.
for fuck's sake.
So,
Did
yeah,
ask
come
for that.
Okay, so you said about you being a producer in about 10 years. Who-
Director, but yes.
Director, you're not
Well
there.
listened.
Sorry.
Yeah, your question was okay. Alex, when we were reconnecting, Alex was like, I'm going to ask this question. He asked it differently to that. Okay. I don't know why he threw in some extras there. He was going to ask if you were to be a producer in the future.
Director.
No, producer. She wants to be a director. You said the
What?
question's about her being a producer. You psycho. What film would you produce and who would be the cast of that film?
Oof. Well,
Yeah, I know it.
oh, fucking hell. I didn't even ask. Am I allowed to swear? You guys
Yeah,
have
of
been
course.
swearing. I
Go
don't know if
for
I'm
it.
allowed to swear.
Swearing all this
I think
time.
yeah.
I'm just so sweary. I don't even notice it. But
You've done all right today.
I think, I don't know the specifics, but I need to direct something that was important to me, and about something maybe that I've experienced in my life. I've had a pretty short life compared to other directors. So haven't experienced all the experiences yet, but it'd have to be something that I was passionate about. And, like, I don't know. You don't know where the politics are going to be in like 10 years. Like there's all sorts of that things. Like at the moment, what's most important to me is like, women's rights and the stuff that's going on at the moment in America. And I think if it was right now, that's what I'd be talking about. But, you never know what's going to happen in 10 years. But my dream cast would be obviously an importantly diverse cast and not someone that was there because they are diverse, and not just put in there to tick a box, put there because they are talented. I think my dream lead actress is Michaela Cole. I don't know if you know Michaela Cole.
Michaela Cole.
I recognize the name.
It rings a bell.
I'm normally pretty good.
I know
Chewing
Macaulay
gum?
Culkin.
Like chewing gum, yeah, exactly the same people. I don't know. I think chewing gum and Black Earth Rising are the two that they're most famous for.
Oh, I thought that was actresses.
Yeah,
I don't know those people.
That's Michael Cole.
the very famous leading lady chewing gum, chewing Hubba Bubba gum.
Her name's actually Christine Hewingham, so it's C. Hewingham. Chewing gum.
You're so bad.
The listeners, I'm banging my head on the table until I pass out.
That's how she dies.
In 10 years to the day, that's what I'll do. I don't know. I just you also don't know who he's going to be. Like there might be a new actress by then. There might be a new person. I think it'd be a leading lady. Definitely.
So, would you go for more of a serious?
Fucking Black Panther 2, mate. She's in that.
No.
Yeah. Result.
Michaela Cole is.
Yeah.
Didn't know
Apparently
that.
so. Wakanda forever.
Fun fact about the filming of Black Panther 2 is I don't know if you know the structure of a call sheet very much, but
No.
you'll get the sides. Well, they're abbreviated and you call them the sides when you're on set sometimes. And there is the list of actors. And to be honest, at the moment, it's in order of who has the most lines, but Chadwick Boseman was always number one on the call sheet in Black Panther 2.
Was he? Oh, what a boss! What a man! What a tragedy!
Obviously,
What a
even though he's
panther.
in it, but yeah, he's always number one on the call sheet, and just a blank line is always on the call sheet.
Oh.
Blank Panther.
Why did this is about Chadwick, you inconsiderate asshole? Rosie, stop trying to stifle our laugh there. We can see you.
Now you can't.
Hey,
Mayonnaise.
she's got us. She's done you good there, mate.
This has got to be one of my favorite episodes.
She's fucking done you.
Oh god.
That was good. I like that.
Good timing, guys.
That was great.
Okay, so I was going to ask, it wouldn't be like a comedy or anything. It'd be more of a serious genre film then.
Yeah, I think I like a bit of a show with comedic relief, but not a comedy. I don't know if I'd do that very well. But yeah, a show with some good jokes peppered in, definitely.
Class.
But more, yeah, absolute class fucking banter. You know. Oh my god, I've never sounded more South London in my life.
Fatty and Bentler.
I'm not repping South London very well. Literally, everyone I know, because all of my mates now are from like North London and West London, so they're quite like posh. So they think I'm really like South London. They like keep calling me a pikey, and I'm like, well, that's classist. And then when I'm in South London, when I was at school, I used to be like the posh one. I'm like, I can't fucking win.
No,
I'm the posh one within my family. All my family think I'm like the posh one.
Does everybody outside of London get looked down at quite a lot then? So knowing that we're from Swindon, does that make you want to like dry heave a little bit?
Yeah. Well, all my cousins, loads of my cousins are from Liverpool, and that makes me dry heave.
Oh, sorry. I took over then.
I'm always like we need to donate to the fund. Like, there's nothing wrong with him. He's just a Scouser.
Yeah, I'll donate.
Charity case.
Like, yeah, it is a charity case, really, isn't it? But I mean, he's from Liverpool. He's got an accent, and he lives in London now. And oh my god, like he nearly gets like attacked in the street if they hear his accent. In Bethnal Green, especially, like they will literally be like, "Oh my god, it's a Scouser! Run!"
Yeah, I've heard some shit about Bethnal Green. Couldn't tell you about it.
Oh shit on Bethnal Green, even though it's shit. I'm coming.
We're just farmers out here, Rosie. We're just farmers.
Yeah.
Do you, even though you live in like countryside areas, do you still, when you like drive past sheep, do you go sheep?
I think you get to an age. I think I don't shout sheep anymore. I just kind of look at them. Sheep and fucking sheep. Like
my mum does that still. I didn't know there was an age cap to it.
oh, there might be if you're more rurally based. I guess I've never been to London.
My mum's like, horses.
Yeah, our horses we still do, except for if it's like Gyppo horses. Like if it's a bunch of gypsies on a roundabout and there's horses there, but fucking gypsies.
Yeah, they got a different accent, haven't they?
What, gypsies?
Gypsy horses.
Nay.
Horses, they neigh differently.
Yeah.
Yeah. The noise.
Hey.
Hey, come and buy our woodwork.
I mean, I'll point out if I see emus and that.
Stop bringing up the emus, man.
You won't be able to point out that I've attacked you before you can point out. Body tackled you.
Fucking ostrich. It's a fucking emu, you twit. And Barry's a bastard.
They'll have body tackled you before you even realise it.
Yes. Oh, wow.
That's close.
Right.
So we have one last question here to ask you, which we like to ask all of our guests.
Wednesday.
From the last episode we did.
From onwards. The last, you're now the second, well, technically third person that we're asking this question to.
I already know my answer.
Oh, do you?
Oh, interesting.
What's the
Wednesday.
question? Wednesday. What's the question?
Actually, you could probably, that would stand in this question.
What was the question? Let me read. Oh, yeah. Oh, that would work, actually. Yeah.
Okay, I'd love to understand your answer to this. So the question is, you can go back in time and uninvent something. What would you erase from history?
Wednesday.
Wednesday, my dudes.
It fucking works. Oh my
Monday,
god.
Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It does.
What would I uninvent? There's so much.
Yeah.
Just so much that I don't know, men.
I will press this end button on my life.
What would I uninvent? Does it have to be like an object?
No, it can be. What did
Well, you said men.
you did say men? You said Wednesday originally. No, it can be absolutely anything. We had beans
Yeah.
from the Yodado guys. So yeah, no, literally anything.
Beans?
Beans. Yeah, he
Yeah.
didn't like beans. He was
What's
force-fed
affecting his life so much that you'd wish he uninvented it?
beans. He was
Beans.
force-fed
like-
beans from his
yeah.
sister or something, and then he puked.
Jesus
He didn't like
Christ.
beans.
Yeah.
God.
Fucking
Well,
hell.
I think I'd one of the things that I just like, you have to do it, but it's like fucking torture. The 2 minutes is like brushing your teeth. I
Oh,
wish I didn't have to brush my teeth.
Well, it's just done
because-
automatically.
It's just so boring.
Oh, it is dull.
And the need to fill up queues.
Hughes,
I'd
that's
get rid
not
of
very
it.
British of you.
I'd get rid of queues. I
just
just
the
it
letter
just
Q or
like I just think there's so much of your life that you could have left if queues were eliminated. But
if you've got
you know, the
multiple
world would be
people in your life,
chaos.
You'd have to queue.
There's just I don't know how to eliminate it really, because there's just so many things that I'd get rid of.
You're just a miserable person, aren't you?
Yes, obviously I am. How long has it taken you? We've been doing this for like 80 minutes.
He's a bit
I'm a horrible person.
he's a bit slow, mayonnaise. He's a bit slow.
I'm a horrible person. I'm from South London.
No, but you've not given off that impression. You've done nothing but smile today. That might be credit to us because we're so hilarious. But see, you've been lovely today. Just today.
So we're going with brushing your teeth Wednesday.
Come back to me on a Wednesday, mate. Come back to me on a Wednesday.
Is it because it's hump day? Like, you know, it's meant to get better from Wednesday onwards.
I don't know. Maybe I'd eliminate rich people.
Yes.
There are some people that just there is no way you're that rich without killing a few people.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. But you know, I did read that there's no ethical way to be a billionaire. Like really, it's impossible to
Yeah, you've
be
got
a
to step on a
billionaire
few heads, haven't you?
without cutting corners and being a horrible person. So I think it should be illegal to be a billionaire.
So on a sort of slightly unrelated note, why is Wednesday called Hump Day? Because I
It's
originally,
the middle of the week.
when I first heard that, I genuinely thought it was because people liked humping
No, it's
on
It's
Wednesdays.
the middle of the working week, Alex.
I think the moment you turn 16, you're like, right, it's my turn.
Just like
Hump
a
day
rabbit.
for me.
Yeah, every Wednesday you got to act like a rabbit. Just recreate every Wednesday.
I'm
No.
down for that.
No, that's because you're so lonely.
Oh yeah.
That's why. As somebody who's not so lonely, I wouldn't be down for that. That would be so much effort. Get off me, you freak. Nobody can see you rubbing my knee.
On that,
You're welcome, Rosie.
I think we'll call it a day now.
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
So thank you
I-
very, very much for coming on, Rosie. Malcolm Mayonnaise.
Okay.
That's your full name.
I've got gammon.
Oh, yeah.
Oh shit, yeah. Sorry, Rosie
Malcolm,
Gammon.
Gammon mayonnaise.
Yes, Rosie Malcolm Gammon
Gammon
Mayonnaise.
It's been a pleasure.
I'm gonna legally change my name. I am committed to the joke.
Where can people find you, Rosie Malcolm Gammon mayonnaise?
Floating in the abyss that we call life.
Ah,
Oh yeah, I've frequented that place quite a lot.
at the
Yeah.
spiritual lady. Isn't
You
she?
can find me in Penge in Croydon, drinking myself to death.
Don't tell Alex that. He knows where you are now.
Yeah, you can find me in the Coach and Horses in Croydon. Just Well, I'm not really on any public social media. I've got a photography account that isn't really popular. It's called Rosie Photos, and that's where you can find me if you're moderately interested, but I don't think you are.
And you can also find her on fan pages for Vampire Diaries and Teen Wolf,
As the lady that wouldn't let people in.
and
Right.
declared it was me.
What I'm depressed about now is that if anyone took it upon themselves to look at that and found one, they'd be like, oh my God, that's what she looks like. I don't actually look like that all the time. I think I'm generally okay looking, but that was a bad day.
You look lovely.
Yeah,
Don't
you're
anybody tell
lovely.
you otherwise.
I'd love to see the purple hair, so we'll have to get you on again in the future.
Yeah, definitely. You can see the purple hair soon. It will happen. Don't
Fantastic.
worry. I'm gonna go and punch my dog in the face now.
Give him one from me.
Jesus. Fucking hell, mate.
Right, well, thanks very much, Rosie, and have a lovely
Okay.
day.
Yeah, you too, guys. Lovely talking
Cheers.
to you.
Bye.
Peace out, guys. Bye.
Well, that was a good episode, wasn't it, Josh?
That was brilliant.
That was really good. I especially enjoyed how everyone sounded.
Yeah.
We're here just to say before you go, could you please spread us around? We'd love it if you could just tell your friends about us and potentially leave us a review where you can.
You can rate now on Spotify.
Yes,
So
you can. You can rate us. So
If you could rate us 5, we'd really appreciate it. But if not, that's fine too.
if you do rate us 5 or anything above, I know you can't, but if you somehow hack the systems, I will personally
Don't continue.
thank you.
That's better.
There we go.
Well done. So yes, if you could please feel free to follow us on all the socials.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.